Alright, hello everyone. I think, yep, my audio seems to be working. So, hello to Joe Colvin, 2D Realms. I see Darius Hall as well, and Sweet Celestia. How are you guys doing today? Yeah, so Minesweeper is what we're going to do today. I know that I may have, for just a second, had Breakout as a title to this stream, but if you refresh, yeah, I changed it to Minesweeper. Breakout was last week. I uploaded the video. If you're interested, you can go check it out. But for now, we're going to be working on Minesweeper. Hello to Mahmoud Zayed. I totally mispronounced that, sorry. From Egypt. Nice. And Thomas said, saying good day in what looks like half Dutch, half German, or maybe my German is just that bad. I completely forgot. And Black Kid, I guess, has seen my topic question. Did I end up finding out a solution? What topic? I make quite a few topics, so I don't know. It's completely no. Guten Dag. Guten Dag. Yeah, I mean, I've lived in Holland for a really long time. My Dutch should be really much better than that. Guten Dag, is it? Isn't it? Dag is enough for me. Alright, so let's create a quick sprite. Whoa, is that a new thing? Create sprite from images. Is that new? So I just updated. There's a bunch of cool new features, but I'm not quite used to them. Najuju is asking whether I'll be using tiles a lot. Yeah, probably gonna be using tiles a lot. Simply because tiles are amazing, and you should always be using them. I mean, I could do without tiles, but then it means drawing a grid manually, and as soon as you're gonna start drawing a grid manually, you may as well use tiles. So yeah. So I'm gonna call this as tiles, and we can go into the edit thing. So there's a couple ways we could do this. We can use a single big tile map, or we can use two tile maps to represent, first of all, the underneath like button up or button down thing, and we can have one with like numbers or a flag and so on, or the mine. I think the one with numbers, a flag, a mine, or so on would be easier to do, as in like two different maps. So I'm going to start by editing this image. I'm going to assume each tile is going to be 16 by 16, so let's quickly go here. That's already 16 by 16. Let's resize this to something a bit better. 32 by 32 should be good. Alright, so we want the empty tile to be empty. Hello to Lord Darkanon from the UK. Yeah, I'm actually in the UK right now, so hello. Speaking of the UK and stuff like that, there is going to be sometime a Game Maker meetup, and I'm very tempted to go. The only trouble is it's all the way in London, and that's quite far away from where I am. And yes, I'm thinking about it, but if I do go, I'll be sure to at least cover it some way. But at the moment, I don't think I'll actually be going because, yeah, London being London, far away, and, you know, transport costs and hotels and everything would be a little complicated. So what I'm doing now is creating a quick button style thing, like, you know, the tiles. I'm gonna do a loose clone, you know, just do something that should be okay. Zad is saying he never understood this game. Well, it's actually really simple. Much like the first time I understood it, because I looked at the rules, I was quite surprised. It's much simpler than you may think at first. So hopefully by watching the stream, if you stick around, you'll be able to get the game and realize, just like I did a while back, that it is not that bad at all. And it's actually quite a fun game. I guess I'll just invert the colors like this or something. And then I need, what am I looking for? Like a really light color. Was it white or something? I guess I can just copy this color here. Wait, no, that doesn't make sense. There should be this one here and this one inside. I mean, I think I'll go a couple steps further so it looks a bit more depressed. Yeah, making sprites is always fun. Or I could just make it darker. No. Making sprites is really not my strong suit. Does this look like it's going down? I think that'll be good enough. Actually, what I'll do is I'll grab a square with a black thing, which is, you know, low alpha. Just cover the whole thing like that a couple times. There you go. So it's not the best looking thing, but at least we get that this is up and this is down. Actually, no, because, yeah, like this should be good. If it really looks bad, I'll spend more time on this. So how is the chat going? Where's the Game Maker meet in the UK? It's in London. So it's a bit annoying for me. I live, you know, almost in Scotland. I'm in Newcastle, so that's really far away from me. But I'm really still tempted to go. You know, I could probably get a bus or something. Or even the train, but that's more expensive. Jokun's asking how much? If you're asking about the meetup, it's free, I think. I think it's free. I'm not entirely sure. If it's not free, then it's a bit, you know, more annoying if I wanted to go. TS, tiles. Jokoving wishes he has one in their state. Yeah, I mean, I don't see why people couldn't just organize their own, right? There's nothing stopping you from organizing your own if you like. Sorry, I'm not doing much right now because I'm still thinking in my head as to how I want this to go. I have a couple ideas. Is it a YYG or a community thing? I don't know actually. I'm not entirely sure. I think it's more of like a separate quote-unquote organization. I think it's organized by other people. Though I'm not entirely sure because YYG people do attend. Like there has been was it the CTO or was it RWK? I think was there. I'm not entirely sure. Actually, if you check on what's his name, Sean Spelding's YouTube, you should. I think he had videos. I think he covered the first meetup. I didn't watch it all, but it seems really interesting. All right, let's actually do some stuff. So I'm gonna make this a one object, probably one or maybe two object game because yes. Gonna start off inside the create thing. So I could create a tile map inside the room, but it would get a bit tricky because if you create a tile map in the room editor, you cannot change the width, you cannot change the position or anything. It gets really messy. So instead, we'll just create a tile map over here. So let's close the room, make this full screen, init the game. Whoops. Also, I don't know, I came into this stream really fast. Hope I set up correctly. Who said I was going to sleep because it's 12:13 a.m. Well, yeah, good night to you then. Thanks for being there. Good to see you. Oh, for travel, how much? It's more a question of time. It will be at least like a whole, you know, a day's worth of travel. Like, you know, I'll have to get early up in the morning to get there at a reasonable time, I think. I mean, if I go by bus or something, that's for sure. It'll take a whole day. If I go by train, probably a whole day. Trains in the UK are kind of a mess. If I go by plane, it's just way too expensive. There's no way I can go by plane. It's, yeah. So I think right now I don't think I'll go, but if I do, I'll let you guys know. So let's have a map. So I'm going to call this the tile map. which is going to be a tile map of tiles. I'm not going to call it tile map because that's a bit dumb. Oh, before I do this, let's actually define the width and height. So width, I'm going to start with a simple 10 by 10 thing, because not only am I dumb, but it'll make things easier to play. Tile map equals, how can I do this? Do I need a, can I create a tile map without caring about anything? No, I need to give it a layer, don't I? So let's actually create a layer, like so, and I'll F2 it to rename, and I'll just call it tiles. Go back over here. Can I give it, I need to give it an ID, right? I cannot give it the name. Oh, I can give it the name, that's brilliant. So I can just go tiles. Since I won't really be using the layer. So the X and, can I really not create a tile map without a layer? It's like instances. It would be great to be able to create instances without them being on a layer, and they'll kind of be like inactive instances that are just there ready to be placed. I should so pitch that idea. I think it's a good idea. So the X and Y, well, I guess we'll create it at 0, 0 for now, but we'll move it around later. Tile set, we can use TS tiles. Width and height will be width and height. Sorry. I also wanted to apologize for the lack of video this week. So I think it's the first time in at least a couple of months that I haven't uploaded a video, you know, in a week. And that's mostly because I didn't get that much time. I didn't have a great idea, and I didn't get that much time either, so sorry about that. I do have a couple ideas for smaller videos that I may have time to make. So hopefully the coming week you should see one video, maybe two, if I, you know, somehow miraculously get some time to make up the difference. I tried manipulating layers to translate a menu UI, but it works. Yeah, the layer system is cool, but it's kind of restrictive because you have to use layers. It would be nice to be able to create something without it being like on the layer, without it even being in the room, right? So you could just create it as a separate resource that's, you know, you could at any time just plonk onto a layer ready to be processed. That would be really cool. Because I don't see why you wouldn't be able to do that, right? I mean, in every other language, you can just create resources whenever without them, or like objects or whatever. You can create them whenever you want without having to have them inside the game. So we have a tile map. We can start populating it, but it's already so it's going to be full of zeros. We want to fill it full of ones, so we're going to say for var I equals 0, I is smaller than width, I plus plus. Also, apologies for the inevitable large amount of non-game maker stuff I'm gonna type. I've been using a fair amount of C++ recently, which is a language that I only recently really got into. So I learned it a bit before, but I didn't quite like a lot of the things you have to do. But now I find it quite nice because I've actually kind of got forced to use it. So if you see me using like ints and everything, that's just me having spent my whole week in another language. That being said, yeah, never mind. Yes, I want to do tile map set. Yep. Tile, I'll just call this, yeah, I'll call this tile underscore map. It doesn't matter too much. Tile data, let's just set it to 1. And cell X and cell Y is I and J. Sure, it's a bit high, isn't it? There we go. So now what we should see is a tile map. But that's only true if I actually place the object in the room inside a instance layer. Oh, I forgot to set the start time of the stream. Oh well, doesn't matter. I'll be fine. Okay, so we're not seeing anything. That's interesting. Why is that? If I create a tile mat, do I still need to draw it afterwards? That doesn't seem right. What am I doing wrong? Am I doing anything wrong? You only need to set layer to visible, but my layer is visible inside the room. See, I'm using an existing tile, an existing tile layer, and it's already visible. Let me already give it a tile set and see how it behaves now. Oh, it could be, yeah, that's interesting. I want to try something. What if I did width times 2? Will it complain? I hope it will complain. Otherwise, it's going to be a bit annoying. Well, it didn't complain, but it didn't make it twice as big. So I think what's happening here is overwriting the existing tile set with a new one. I don't know. GameMaker being weird, but that's fine. So this is working for now. What we want to do now is that when we... Let's think about this. Yeah, I was populating it right here. So let's think about this. We want another kind of tile set for the numbers, the bombs, and everything. So let's create a sprite. Let's edit the image and in the grid. So we want nothing. We then want 1, 2, 3 in order. I think that will be a simple way to do it. So we don't care about pretty things in this stream. So, oh wait, no, there's a text button, isn't there? So I can just go 1. Let's actually change the text. How do I change text stuff? Ooh. Do you guys know how to change the options of the text tool? Oh, it's over here. Oh, it's over here. Let's make it bold and slightly bigger. Let's say 15. Can I not move it around? Control A, Control X, Control V. There we go. Like so. Actually, that's too big. Let's go. There's going to be a lot of that inside the stream. Let's put it back to like 12. All right. So we have 1. We wanted blue. Sorry about that. We then want 2. We'll fix the like places later on. We then want 3 and finally 4. Does it count diagonals? I think so, yeah. So we can have 5, 6, 7, and you can be in total surrounded by 8 different things. Let's position them a bit nicer. Hey, you can have diagonals, right? If I could ask the chat. The numbers do use diagonals as well, right? Yeah, I don't have Minesweeper on my computer to check, so that would have been a good thing to think about before starting the stream. So we have the different numbers. We then want a flag, let's say. So the flag we're just going to draw quickly. Oh, let's image, cancel selection. We can have a simple flag like so. Oh, I do want to check something. Yeah. I think the flag is supposed to be orange, right? Or is it red? Oh, it doesn't. Again, I'm doing more of a freeform clone than an actual proper like clone, so we should be okay. This is going to be the flag, and finally the mine, which I'm just going to make as a black circle with a couple spikes, like so. Not actually, I was going to say not my best art, but it's pretty close to being my best art in all honesty. This one looks weird. Let's do it again. Okay, I think I messed it up. Oh well, it's okay. think we can all live with slightly messy sprites. That's actually, I really don't like this. Let's try this one again. So we want a circle. Let's try to center it roughly. Oh, it's not centerable. Okay, let's create a new circle. Okay, let's just make it a circle, right? A circle can be all mine. It doesn't really matter. Okay, so we can create a new tile set for this one. TS info. Let's get the sprite, which I should probably rename to like S-info. And this is the thing. Come on, update. Oh, it doesn't like it. It's not liking it. Let's try closing this and opening it back up. Okay, here you go. So now it likes me again. Cool. Let's go back to the game, room 0. So we can create a new tile thing, call it sure, info. Again, in these sorts of streams, I don't tend to care too much about what my naming is. Layer, tile map, create, info. The new update might have some new bugs. What, of Minesweeper? I found that hard to believe. TS, info, width and height. I also just realized that the view is going to be really small for you guys. So I'm going to go inside here and create a view. Which I'm going to halve the width and things. So I'm going to say, actually I could just halve the room size. So that's going to be 512 and that's going to be 3, 4, I can never do this one. 768 divided by 2 is 384. 384. And then inside my view, what was it? 512, 384. But I want to keep the same thing. That should make it a bit easier to read. Oh, of GMS, bugs in GMS. I haven't encountered any. This is my first project in the latest update. Microsoft did not make it in years. Actually, the story behind Minesweeper is quite interesting. I don't quite remember it off the top of my head exactly. There was this guy who made it, and it was kind of like a side project for him, and it kind of made its way into Windows. Yeah, I can't quite remember. There was something interesting about it. All right, so it's going to be initialized with 0, so that's fine. What we want to do now is populate our map with mines, and so we're going to create a new array, a new grid. So we're going to say, what are we going to say? So we're going to assume that the computer running this is not a toaster. And even if it was a toaster, this will be just fine. We're not going to pre-calculate anything. We're just going to say grid, not grid, mine grid equals ts grid create width and height, and this will just hold the different mines. So whenever we click, we're gonna calculate at runtime what the number should be. We're not gonna pre-calculate it or anything. It's not like we really need to. We're then going to, actually we can just use the repeat keyword. Let's say we want 10 mines. Actually, I should probably just go mines equals 10. Repeat. mines. Actually, let's just call this one mines and go mine number. Or make things a little less tedious later on. And we want a random X and Y. We want a random X and Y, but we want a random X and Y that doesn't already exist. So we could use a do while loop. Do until, is it? Until, so we can have a var X, Y, until mines at position X, Y equals false. Actually, I guess we should do ds grid set region. I also just realized I always put my headphones on even though there's nothing going on in my headphones, so much more comfortable that way. Set grid region. No, just region I think is a thing. Set grid set region, that's right. The ID is mines. 0, 0, width -1, height -1. Of course, I spell things weirdly. And now over here we have an error. Oh, value. You're gonna set it to false. So here, what we want to do is say _x equals irandom. Now, is irandom inclusive or exclusive? That's yeah, it is an inclusive number. So we want to do height width -1. And same for y. I could go and just create a list of all possible positions like I did for the 2048. There we used the list, but that's because there were it would fill up really fast, right? Here, however, the grid will still be sparse, so there'll still be a lot of free spaces. So this is probably more efficient. Hello to Ilive. I don't know how to pronounce this. And yeah, so apparently there's bugs with the latest version, which is the one I'm running. So hopefully we won't run into any one of those. However, it's only with a debugger, as I see from the chat. I really want to check out new debug. I mean, I've checked out a couple things on the new debugger, but I really want to do some more with it because it's really quite cool. And at the same time, it's like nothing amazing. Like, you know, it's just a debugger, something almost no one uses, even though you should. Debuggers are great. So now we can actually say mines at position _x _y equals true. So now we've got our different mines. Let's actually have it so that when we click, we set everything the way it should. So we're going to add a event. We're going to add the global mouse, global left pressed. Hello to Coxie and hello to the concept boy. Getting 5 days off account for Thanksgiving. That's really quite nice. That's interesting. So apparently some people are having problems with the debugger in the new updates, but the concept boy here is saying that it actually fixed his problem that he was having with the debugger not connecting. So that's an interesting thing. It's probably Windows compatibility, firewall things. So here what we'll do is actually create a script called reveal tile. So reveal tile, and it will essentially, I mean, I'm not going to bother actually saying what it does because we all understand it reveals a tile, and I'll just take an X and Y tile. And so we will, first of all, do tile map set. The tile element ID is tile underscore map. So we're first of all going to draw the the tile that being pressed down. Tile data is therefore 2 cell X and cell Y. X and Y. Yeah, I should probably create those. Var X equals argument 0. Var Y equals argument 1. X and Y. Now what we want to do is count the number. Well, first of all, say if there is a mine, game over, whatever. So what we'll do is return mine. Actually, we can do it that way. We can say if mines at position X, Y, then we want to first of all. Well, so this script is going to return true if there was a mine. Similar to how the script in the 2048 clone would return true if it was game over. I think that's how we did it, right? So more things going on in chat. Yeah, I mean, you can do chat, and there's I'm just going to show that. Sorry for anyone who is offended by rude language, but I'm not, so it's okay. So here we're going to return true, of course, as I said before. But the reason it's in a if statement is because we're also going to do tile map set. What was it? Info map. What did I name it? Info map. And the tile data. So what I'm going to do is create a quick enum. And let's just call it tiles like this, whatever. And I'm gonna say enum tiles. Let's call it enum info. So we have 1 to 8, which we're just gonna use the 1 to 8 numbers for. And then we have, so we have 1 to 8, 9, and 10. So flags are 9. So I'm gonna write flag equals 9 and mine equals 10. And if we ever add, oh, it should be a comma and nothing. And if we ever add more, we can just add to this enum. So here we can say info dot mine at underscore X underscore Y. And Concept Boy saying thanks for the layered lighting. Yeah, right. I think it's I was quite happy when I came up with this model. I mean, it's an incrementation. It's like an iteration on the previous one I had, which would use just instances and everything. But then I realized that we have asset layers and they're quite great, and that we can set things. So yeah, you're welcome. Happy to share it. Free surfaces to only one. Yeah, you only need, yeah, so the idea with additive blending and then multiplicative blending means it's beautiful. I mean, it's a standard way people have been doing it since blend modes were a thing. Yeah, and it doesn't crush your colors, which is the best. It's the same as the darken, I think, blend mode in Photoshop. All right. So it's already been 40 minutes and haven't done much, so let's get going on this thing. So what we want to do is count the number of mines around the thing. Oh yeah, so here I can say, so it's already returning over here. So we know there's some tile, whatever, we don't need to do anything else. Now we want to count the number of mines around this thing. And thankfully there's a really quite cool thing. So what I'm going to do here, instead of setting it to true, I'm going to set it to 1. And that's because true, even though true is probably 1, we don't know that, right? Now we know false is... I'm going to set this to 0, okay. Yes. And that's because that way we know it's 0. False could be -1, who knows. Here we're going to set it to 0 and 1. That way we can use a nice trick. We could do tile map. So we know that, you know, mines over here is going to be 0. So now we can do, so yes, 1 is going to evaluate to true here. I know now that I'm no longer using booleans, I should do =1, but 1 is true, so we're fine on that front. They're probably never going to change that, so that's okay. But false could be -1, so even though it's not. We can actually use dsgrid. Wait, can I do, actually, yeah, dsgrid. Actually, I'm not entirely sure that's a thing anymore. Maybe it was never a thing. Maybe I forgot. Here it is. dsgrid get not this sum. I just want dsgrid get sum. Yeah. So this will take a region and sum up all the numbers. It's great. So we can already sum up the number of mines around our point. So ID is going to be mines, and I'm going to do _x -1. _y -1, _x +1, _y +1, and I think if it's outside the region, it should count it as 0. Let's hope that's true. So then we can say mines number equals this. Should probably var it. There we go. I'm gonna actually rename this to mn because short names easier. Even though I would normally go with longer names, but on this stream I don't want to typo too much. So Andrew is saying that he knows for a fact false is 0 and true is 1. Yes, but -1 also evaluates to false. So there is, you know, YoYo Games could one day make an update where false is actually -1. They probably won't because it will break a million different projects. But they could do it, you know, because it's not actually defined, and you know, it's not defined in language spec. So I don't even know if there is a language spec, but anyhow, that way I'm consistent. So we have mn, which is the number of mines, and I can do if, actually mn is always going to be between 0 and 8. It cannot be bigger. So I can then do tile map set info map tile data is what's tile data? Yes, it's mn, sorry, yeah, _x and _y. What we want to do is actually say that if mn equals 0, so if there were no mines, we want to reveal all the mines around, all the tiles around it. Remember, if you click on like a region where there's nothing, it will kind of like unlock a big region. And there's a really easy way to do that. We already have a reveal tile, right? So now we can just call reveal tile on every adjacent tile. Now remember, I don't actually, we could call it 8 different times, or we could use a for loop. I'll just do it 8 different times because yes, I mean, because otherwise it gets a bit tedious, I guess. Actually, that's going to be tedious as well. Let's just do it that way. Let's just actually go here, do, what's it going to be? Global dot, actually, just do macro adjacent. We don't care about memory or anything. Adjacent, and that's going to be equal to -1, -1, -1, -1. Hang on, what am I doing? -1, -1. This is how I wanted to do it. And then -1, 0, -1, +1. Next row is going to be... so here I'm just having an array to map out all of the adjacent tiles, you know. We're going to have -1, I don't like the way I did this. Oh well, I'm gonna slightly change this so that my brain doesn't get confused. +1, -1, and then I can have -1, 0. We can skip this one because that one is here. So not, you know, the most compact code, but at least we can see what's going on more easily. Then we have +1, no, -1, +1. We have we have 0, +1, and we have +1, +1. All right, so we have all more, and now we can kind of, you know, neaten this back up. I forgot a comma here, and I forgot one here. Okay, so it's a big thing with all of the adjacent arrays, all of the adjacent tiles. So I can say for var a for adjacent equals 0, a is smaller than 8, a plus, and then we can have, actually this is going to be confusing. Oh, that's okay. I'll do var edge equals adjacent, and I can do var, let's put this back to I. This is going to get a bit confusing if you haven't seen me do this before, or if you haven't seen, you know, any code like this be done before. But as soon as I'm done writing it, I'll kind of explain what's going on. I'm already using _x, so I'm going to use ax equals a0 and var ay equals a1. So what's going on here is adjacents is an array with, you know, other arrays in it, and the 0 index of the inner arrays is the x position, and this will here will be the y position, xy, 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 and so on. That should probably be _x plus. And then I basically, here I get all my adjacents. I then, tell you what, I'm going to change something. I'm going to do global dot underscore adj, and adj is going to be global dot adj underscore adj. That way, when I go here, I can actually just do adjacent. Yeah. So here I get my xy pair for all 8 entries, and I then, you know, offset my x and y values by those numbers, which means I can now just do reveal tile ax ay. And if I want to somehow change it so it's only, you know, 4 adjacents, I just have to go here and change it to 4. I should probably here do something along the lines of array length 1d adjacents. All right. So it's a bit of, it saves me from writing like the same thing a million times. I know it's just as much work. It's even maybe it's more work, but here we go. Asking about increasing your skill in programming, I say just program. That's what I do. That's what I did. It's what I've always done. It's what most people I know do. Just program. Do things like I'm doing right now. Program little, you know, things, little programs. You know. Also use different languages. The more languages you know, the more you're gonna piece things from different languages and try. You know, something that seems a bit, you know, strange, esoteric, in, you know, GML, for example. You'll be able, you know, you can still do it from, you know, ideas in other languages and start using them in GML, and maybe that's a good thing for the project you're working on. Yeah, but it boils down to, you know, just doing a bunch of things. So, you know, if there's no mines, as I said before, we want to reveal all the adjacent tiles, and I'm going to go back to the top of reveal tiles, and I'm going to say that if I'm going to make sure that it's basically in bounds. So I'm actually going to create a new script. Wait for it to actually do things. I'm going to call it in bounds. It's going to take an X and a Y. I'm not going to bother doing much. I'm just going to say return argument 0 is greater or equal to 0. And where's my and? Argument 1 is greater or equal to 0. And argument 0 is smaller than width. And argument 1 is smaller than height. And that should do. So I can go back to my reveal tile and I can say if not in bounds x, y, I'm going to return false. You know, just stop right there. That way, if this is out of bounds, it doesn't mess up anything. And that's about it. I think we can already, you know, run the game. All we need to do here is to reveal tile. We can do var underscore x equals tile map. So this is going to be a shorter stream, I think. Tile map get cell x at pixel. Tile map mouse x. The reason this takes both mouse x and mouse y, I suspect, is because Game Maker Yo-Yo Games do plan on making I forgot what it's called, isometric tiles, and so this would require you to pass in both mouse x and mouse y. So I think that's why they require you to do it, you know, have both of the, even though right now it only depends on like x and y. I think they require you to have both in case they ever add, which I think they will, isometric tiles. I think that's it. I think the game should basically be playable now, if not, you know, not complete. So I can click here and, oh, nothing happens. Oh, I got the X and Y, but I didn't do anything with it. So now reveal tile. Yeah, I was actually hoping this will be a slightly shorter stream. I'm sorry, guys, but I don't know, I'm tired. So, well, it's not revealing the adjacent tiles, which is a problem. And we got an error. Array length 1D adjacents, I++, line 21. So adjacents is, oh, I never call this, so the usual GML pragma, we're calling global and tiles, here we go, semicolon for good measure. That should do it. Alright, so here reveal the big section. I'm not sure why I'm not seeing like numbers or anything, why it's not always revealing stuff. Ooh, I'm getting some stuff down here going on. What? Oh, this is bad. Couldn't find specified tile map. Where is this running? Oh, the game seems frozen. Okay, there's definitely something wrong. Reveal tile, right, should not do anything if the tile's already revealed. Otherwise, you're going to be, you know, jumping back and forth. So we're going to say if in bounds, if not in bounds, or I guess, you know, to make people happy, should be using this thing. Actually, I like or better. And I actually do also like and better, but whatever. It's already a keyword, so may as well use it. I'm going to say or tile map get underscore x underscore y. Actually, I should probably say tile map underscore x underscore y, or if it's equal to 1, so 2. So if it's already revealed, then we shouldn't do anything. So I'm not entirely sure why it's not revealing big sections over there. Like it sometimes does. Okay, so here it did. So it doesn't seem to be showing numbers either. So I don't know what's up with that. I need to think about this. Let me read the chat for a bit. I don't think they'll really do much about 3D YOLO games because, you know, it's a 2D tool. If they start doing 3D, everyone will say, oh, it's the worst 3D tool. And that's exactly what they want to avoid. They're a really good 2D tool. People need to know it's a good 2D tool, not a good 3D tool. Which, you know, it's not a good 3D tool, so I think it's good that they're focusing on 2D. That being said, you know, normal maps and shadows and stuff like that you can do. If you are interested in a lot of really interesting topics that YOLO games are publishing, you should check out the tech blogs. They have some really quite cool stuff, including, you know, shadows and things like that. I think it's really quite cool. You should go check it out. Bombs by Joe Colvin. Bombs. I mean, bombs? Yes. I don't know, I feel like there's something that's not working here. Why is this part not working, for instance? I totally know. Info. Here we go. Now it should work. Here we go. So that should be, okay, 3 bombs around this one. Is that true? It was true. This one had 3 around, this one had 2 around it. Yes, it seems to be working. Yes. Oh, yes. Oh, I'm so happy right now. I mean, distribution is interesting. I should probably make it so, you know, if you lose, you lose, but oh, for now, let's, oh, okay, well, that's fun. Let's try to actually win a game, and then I'll add a proper game over. All right, so here we see that there's 1s all around, so we know, oh, I didn't add flagging. I should probably add flagging. But we know there's a mine here. We know there's 1 here, so there cannot be 1 here. There's 2 here, so this one's definitely 1, which means this one is free, which means this one is free. This one is not free, which means this one's free and this one's free. So are these free? So we know there's 1, 2, 3, 4 mines already. There's 4 here, so it's probably 1, 2, 3. Actually, we don't know. This one is taken, probably. So this one's free, which means this one and this one is a mine. This one is probably a mine, which means this one, well, these over here are not mines. Yeah, and all the rest is mines. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 mines. Perfect. If you want just sub to GMs, he's always pushing bounds. I'm gonna show that, might as well. Yeah, right click was flag. Yeah, I just didn't I didn't add it yet. And thanks, Coxie. Yeah, I'm about to do that. So and you know, add a win condition and everything. So first of all, let's say let's add a quick thing in, well, I guess everything is over here. Let's add here a game over equals false. This is probably very, you know, familiar if you've seen me do my other tile-based thing, you know, 2048. Here I'll say game over equals reveal tile, and here I'll go if game over, let's do this, else, no, game restart. I'm also going to go over here and call randomize. All right, now what we want to do is add a new event. We want to add the mouse global right pressed. And here we'll basically copy this code over here, or we should probably, you know, check for game over like this. And I'll do a create a new script, call it flag tile, which will also unflag tiles. So what we'll do is take a couple parameters. And then we can start flagging. So we can say, first of all, you can only flag a tile, which is okay. So, oh yeah, first we want to check inbounds. So I'll say, so what this will also return the victory condition. So it will return true if you're victorious. So I'll say if inbounds underscore x underscore y. By the way, I think this is going to be my fastest game clone yet. If it was flagged, if it was flagged to prevent from left clicking it, true that, you missed the game overcheck. So I did. Yeah. I'll add it in as soon as I'm done writing returns false. I'll go, hang on, no, it's right here, right? Well, it will be right here. Then we will do, but thanks for reminding me. And we'll just go over here, real tile, we'll basically copy this and basically say, or if it's, down. So if it's not in bounds, or if the tile's already down, we return false. Ooh, good thing to do as well is over here, if we have a tile, well actually, I'll leave it now and I'll show you the issue. It's a very small one, but it's an easy fix, so it's fine. I'll do, if tilemap get, I want to change this to info map, and here I'll do, I could, I won't, but I could create, should I create stupid macros again? What do you guys think? Stupid macros? I'm thinking of making these, tilemap and this one here, dumb macros, so we, I mean, I know Joe Colvin will be happy, so let's create dumb macros. I'm gonna create tile macro tile. Yep, I knew it. Joe Colvin is very happy. Just a quick disclaimer, don't do this. I'm just doing this because it's a stream that's supposed to be at least a little bit entertaining, yeah. And info is already enum, so I'm gonna, let's just do get tile like this and get, or yeah, just get tile sounds like a function though. I'll just do tile and info. Thanks, Joe. I'll just do this tile, and this info. And this will basically be this one, but instead we're gonna have info map. This way, I can have stupid things going on, like this tile and this info. So if this info is equal to info.flag, then something. And I can actually go back to reveal tile and do some dumb things like this tile. And where's my info? Oh, then I set stuff, but I don't want to actually do things with, underscore x underscore y. I use quite a lot, so I think that's okay. Hey Heartbeat, how are you doing? Now I'm slightly self-conscious because Heartbeat is about to see me use dumb macros. Yeah, I have macros to get tile maps with local variables, which I declare up here. It's a very bad thing to do. It's just fun. So if this info is equal to info.flag, then we want to basically unflag. So I'm gonna do tilemap set. How are you doing, by the way, Heartbeast? I think, was it, yeah, I think it was you, right, who did the live stream recently, like an introduction to Gaming Studio 2. That was, I mean, I didn't look at all of it, but I did quickly skim through it. It was pretty good. Pretty fun. Tilemap set. Tilemap set. I'm using info map. Tile data is going to be 0. We want to unflag it, and we want to get at _x_y. And otherwise, we basically want to set our tile to info.flag. Yeah, I think streaming is actually quite a bit of fun. It's the most fun I have developing quick games. Here I can do if inbounds. I could make a I don't need to do this. If game over. If not game over. Did I do this right over here? This should not say if game over. This say if not game over. So over here I say if not game over, then flag tile XY. And I could create more macros, but if it's just use them once, I don't know. So here we have it. We can click. We know there's something over here. We know there's something over here. I can right click to flag and unflag. I want one of those big propagation event to happen. Okay, so I have a tile here, so it should be game over, and now it starts again if I click. Game over again. Here we go, one of those big propagation things. And this is really neat, I find, because we did it recursively, you know, which required no extra work. There's one here, so this should be fine. These are fine. Yeah. So very close to the end of the stream, I think, because all we need to do now is add a win condition, which, you know, as soon as I'm done with this round, we can get making. Oh man, I forgot how fun Minesweeper really is. What? How is this possible? Oh, what? Oh yes, this is a mistake. I saw 2 here and I only added, yeah, this one is free, isn't it? Okay, so let's add a win condition. Recursion is amazing. Yes, I mean, look at this. At my reveal tile, right? Whoops, F tile doesn't work. It's middle click. I just go through all the adjacent one and reveal the tiles. It's that easy. I mean, I just check if there's no mines, reveal the tiles around it. It's great. I love it. Minesweeper is surprisingly easier to code than I thought it was a couple, well, even a couple months ago. Even though I think it's because I'm so much more comfortable with the using tiles to define a game. Mainly thanks to these streams, you know. I do everything with tiles in these streams. It's quite fun. And of course, Minesweeper is a real fit for, you know, tiles. It is. You can do everything with the tiles. I mean, I only have a single grid for something else. There is a problem right now, and it's that if I have a bunch of flags, let's create a bunch of flags to illustrate this problem. And then I click over here. Oh, come on. Okay, I'm gonna have to create more. We're gonna have to be lucky for this to happen. Here. Oh wait, it didn't do it. Oh yes, revealing a tile sets it to 0 if there's nothing there. Okay, there is no problem. I already fixed it by accident, right? If we look at what I thought what would happen is that the flag icon would still be there, but it's not, because over here I set the tile map to 0 if there are no, if there are no mines, I set it to 0, and if there is a mine, we'll set it to something else. So whatever happens when I reveal a tile, I set my info map to something else. So actually we're safe from that point. So inside flag tile, we can now over here add the win condition. So we basically want to iterate over our mines. So we can say for var underscore, let's just say ij. I actually have it over here inside the crate. Now I already in a previous stream created a macro for iteration. So I think we're fine if we don't do it this time. You've started rewriting your GS1 book for book 42. But you're gonna have free web version. Nice. I can't wait to read it. Oh, is it a hashtag? Oh, right. Yes. Okay. Chat things. I was actually, that's really cool, writing a book. I was thinking of writing a book all about design patterns in GameMaker. So how you can use, you know, like half of my videos now have been design patterns, you know, the actor action model, things like that. I've been thinking about writing a book for this. The problem is, you know, writing a book is difficult. Like, it's a lot of work. But yeah, it's in the back of my mind, a project I have, you know, all the different patterns you can use in GameMaker, even though most people don't really use patterns in GameMaker because GameMaker is GameMaker. So here we have a thing, and we can say if, well, we can actually do over here, have a variable called var 1 equals false. We can say, ooh, we can do something cool. We can be sneaky here and say 1 or equals. Actually, let's start off with 1 equals true. And then 1 and equals, so we to tile map, first of all to mines, mines at position ij, and tile map get, ooh, I can do this. This info, which is really horrible, equals to info.flag. So basically what we're doing here is getting, if there is a mine and it's flagged, then it means that this mine is okay. And then we say 1 is still okay if, you know, this is okay. I guess we should break it though if, I guess this is useless actually. I can just do 1. I can just do if, okay, this is sad. There's a much better way to do it, which is actually faster and, you know, less confusing. We can just say if, you know, any of the mines are not okay. So I'll just put an exclamation mark here. Then 1 equals false and break. Actually, I guess we wanted to return a win condition, so I can remove the whole 1 thing. And here I can just return false. And down here I can return true. Actually, I should only return true over here after the for loop. And down here, return false. Boom. And thanks again, Joe. I'll try to use more macros in the future, I guess. Okay, we have a win condition. Pretty sure it works. I mean, it's a much simpler win condition than the tile map one. Let's go back to global WordPress. We can say var 1 equals this. And I guess that if it's 1, we can just do 1. If actually, let's just reuse the game over, right? Game over doesn't mean you lost, right? Game over just means it's the end of the game. So I can just set game over to true. Or, you know, game over to whatever this is. And now whenever we, you know, guess all the right tiles, we should be done. So let's try to win this. And then we can add, you know, nice graphics telling us we're like winners. Okay, I am incredibly unlucky, aren't I? Here we go. There's something here, nothing here, nothing here, nothing here, nothing here and here. Something either side of here. Nothing here, something here. This is becoming more of like me making, playing games than me making games. Oh, this is an ambiguous case. This, however, is not. There's 2, so all of these are okay. There says it touches 2, so this one must be 3. There's 1 here. This one says 2, this one says 1, so this one's fine. This one says 1, so this one's fine. This one must be it, like so. This one should be fine. This one should not be fine. This one's fine. This one's fine. This one's not fine. Which means these 2 are okay. Oh, I missed it. I got it wrong. Yeah, smiley face. I'll add a smiley face. Let's do that now. So what I'll do is place this in the center of the. First of all, I'm gonna make this bigger. I'm gonna make this 15 by 15. And then I'll go over here and calculate. So I'm gonna say tile width equals 16. Tile height equals 16. I wonder if you can do tile set. Tile set. They should have tile set functions in order to get the width and height, but oh well. And then I'll do here. I'll just calculate the calculate width and height and everything. So I can do var. I'll do pixel width equals to width times tile width. Var pixel height equals height times tile height. And then I can do x equals room width over 2. I guess I can do room width plus, or should it be minus pixel width? I think that's the right equation. Off the top of my head. Room height minus pixel height over 2. And here we're just gonna use xy. xy. There's a way to get the tile set width and height, but not directly into the resource. Then tile layer get index, and then sprite width plus sprite height. Right, yeah. Yeah, I mean, at this point I'm okay with using these variables that we can just change if we change this resource size. It's not the super cleanest, but it's okay. And here we go, it's placed in the middle, and you know, clicking still works as it should. And it's also really easy because we have way too many. Oh, there was a mine here. I like how it's really easy and immediately lose. This one, no, this one and this one's free. These, this is fine. These are all fine. This one's here. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We need one more. So it could be any of, oh well, we know it's not this one, so it has to be not this one. Has to be this one. And we should have one, right? If I click anywhere, it should restart. Nope. The wind condition doesn't seem to work. Let's go back to the global right pressed. We set game over to flag tile. F12, not the right button. Thomas came back after 1 hour and shit works. Well, welcome back, and yeah, I'm actually, I mean, I'm not too surprised. I knew I had a half plan baked. I mean, I had the recursive plan already in my head before. Yeah, turns out that, you know, thanks to Game Maker, it's not too hard to make. So apparently my return true here isn't working for some reason. So I go through each of the, oh, could it be that if this is 0 and there is a flag? No, if this is, oh yes, this is a problem. We only want to do this if there's a, yeah, but if this is nothing, then this will be true and it's going to return false. Yeah. What I wanted to yeah, so this is, I'm gonna have to split this up. I'm gonna have to say, if there is a mine and this, I see, if there is a mine, wait, and yeah, but what we want to check is that there is a mine and that this is not equal to info flag. Here we go. So basically we're saying anywhere there's a mine and there isn't a flag, it's, you know, it's not success, you know, you didn't win. If there's none of these, then, you know, it is a win. Let's go again. Minesweeper has a third stage a question mark, which flags and a towel, and you're unsure you can come back to it later. It doesn't count as being flagged or empty. They had a limit to flags. Yeah, I mean, but does it add any gameplay value? Because it acts exactly the same as a flag, right? Or I guess it stops you from flagging everything, yeah? Because right now I can just flag the entire game. Oh, and then it gives me, for some reason, it's getting me game over. Ooh, this is tricky. There is so for each position. Oh, this info. This info is done. I can't use this info here. I have to use, because this info refers to _x_y, but now I'm using INJ. So I have to use, see, this is why you shouldn't use macros like I did. It's fun, but don't use it for a real project. Map get, info map. I'm sorry, Colvin. _x and just IJ equals info flag. This should fix it. Okay, so now I assume that if I flag everything, it should give me a game over. Right, and now if I click anywhere, it thought I won. Yeah, so we totally do need a flag limit. So let's actually go back into my sinfo and add the question mark. So the question mark, we can actually draw in, where is it? And what happens if you left click on a question mark? Is it evil and like, and reveals the towel anyways? Because right now I'm not checking for anything. Do you need to first clear the, the question marks and the flag before you can left click? Also, thanks again, Stro. You want more macros. Okay. Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna copy this and call it that info, and that's gonna take INJ. And now we can go, okay, this is ridiculous. This is getting really dumb. But we can go into flag tiles. Oops, it's not F12, it's middle click. And we can actually write that info. Here you go. This is really ridiculous. Okay, so right click alternates between flag and question mark, and doesn't allow you to click if there's anything. Okay, so we can do that. We can go to reveal tiles, and over here we can say, or this info is not equal to 0, right? So this info has to be 0. See, macros save us a lot of typing. There, don't say, I mean, this is _xy. I should just call it xy info and ij info. That will be clear. But I think it's okay for now. So now we have that info and this info. That is so... Oh no, this is hardly readable. And I'm out of tea. Okay. I should totally rename those, but that I think it's much more funnier that way. Okay. Okay. So, let's go to our tiles, and we're gonna add. I'm gonna call it mark for question mark. It's gonna be equal to 11. So I may as well keep it open. I can go to. I don't need this anymore though. Flag tile. If it's equal to info flag, do something else. I could use a switch at this point. I'm going to use a switch. I'm going to do switch this info. I'm going to say case info.flag. Ooh, I had there's some really funny things you can do with macros and switch statements and everything. But that'll be for another day, because it gets quite dumb. But you can basically disguise switches with things inside them as macros, and you can disguise cases as macros, and you can get some really funky looking syntax for different things. It's quite macros are fun to mess around with, because what you have to realize is that macros can have like half statements in them, right? So you could have this as one macro and this as another macro, and you could have some really weird. You can have some weird looking things. Case info dot. What did we have? Mark. Oh, I should probably not forget about syntax whilst talking about stupid syntax. Oh wait, no, it's case. Yeah, this is how it works. I haven't used switch in a long time. Tile map. Here we're gonna do stuff later, and then default. We're gonna do default. We'll do that thing here. Here. So this is our default. I can delete all of this, return false right at the end. And if, okay, so here we want to set it to info.mark. I could create macros again for this. I don't know. I think, to be fair, these macros are not that bad compared to things that have them in the past. They're not that bad because they're clearly defined to be, based on things. I've already created macros which made very little sense. Not that I would ever advise people do that. So we're going to do tile map set info map 0. Alright, so now if we save this and run, and I right click, I can now not left click it. If I right click it and go constant question mark and I still cannot left click it, if I right click again it clears and I can left click it. Let's see if the win condition works. Oh, I didn't add, I forgot to limit the number I forgot to limit the number of flags I have. So I'll do flags equals, so I guess you start with like 10 flags, or you just start with my number of flags, and then as you well, I guess I could do number of flags placed down. I'll do it that way. I'll do flags equals 0. Actually, no, let's do it. Yeah, you have 10 flags to start off with. And then as you flag tiles, which, you know, is no longer flagging. I guess it's marking tiles, but whatever. We'll say if there's nothing, right? You want to set a flag only if you have a flag free. So you want to, here we want to say if flags, what I could name it, flags. If flags is greater than 0, then we want to do this whole crazy thing. And we want to, you know, decrease flags by 1. Otherwise, can I do goto in here? No. Otherwise, we want to put a question mark. Though I guess, yes, let's do it that way. Let's be dumb and make very hard to debug and read code. Again, this is not supposed to be a tutorial in any way, but here's the idea, right? If we have enough flags, this is going to return either here or here, right? If we don't have a break here, so it's going to fall through and do this case. So it's really hard to read. I should probably comment fall through. So now if we place 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so we placed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, here I said I copied the wrong one. So let's place this one up here again. And let's grab this one and place it back down here. And here I'm going to comment fall through. So what's going on here is if this default doesn't return anything, it's going to default to doing info.flag, which is the case flag, which is marking. Again, I would recommend you just do it, you know, add another case, or add a, you know, a thing at the end. So what happens here if I do too many flags is it should start putting question marks instead. Look at that, because I'm out of flags. And then I can, you know, yes. If it is a flag, oh, this is going to be a problem though. Okay, well, never mind about the fall through, because in here we need to actually say flags plus plus, right? If this is a flag, we want to give ourselves a flag back. So let's remove this, put it back up at the start, and do things like sensible adults, which is over here. Well, this is going to return, so we don't really need an else statement. We're just going to copy this one. Whoops. Paste it here. It's a shame we can't use the fall through, but it should still work. So if I place too many flags, it puts question marks. And if I remove a couple flags, I can now put flags again. Great, it all seems to be working. So let's go through the whole game. I think the game is essentially done. We just have to add the little smiley face, which we can do. So here we go. Boom, boom. This one's free. Boom, boom. Here we go. This one and this one. These two are good. This one's good. This one's good. This one's good. This one here. So this is good. Oh, and it cleared because I won. Right, if I click, yeah. Okay. Cool beans. Let's add the smile. A smiley like this. Let's edit the let's add 3 things. And it's just going to be, it's a big yellow circle. Well, it's like it looks a bit like this. So this is a bit big. Let's image, resize all frames to, I think 32 by 32 should be good. That's 32 by 21. All right. So it's like a circle like this. Let's fill it in with some yellow. And then it had, it's like 2 eyes. Something similar to this. I don't have the graphics on mine on hand. Let's just redo that one. And then I think it was like neutral and like happy if you won and like sad if you lost. I think this is close enough. It's useful as I would always run out of flags. Yeah, the problem is you could literally flag the whole grid and say you won. So you obviously don't want that to happen. So our game will now go over here and we can do what we can do is say we can say 1 equals false. Where's my game over? I want to put it at the same place as my game over. 1 equals 0. False. So yeah, we're nearing the end of the stream, guys, because I think this is the last feature I'm gonna add. Let's add the draw event. Oh, I'm gonna take my smiley and top center the sprite index, the thing. I'm gonna go back to the draw event and basically do var index equals 0 if game over, if actually I'll do it that way. I'll do game index equals game over question mark. So if it is game over, I want the index to be 1 plus 1. So I'll do this 1. So the index is it's neutral 1 lost. So it'll be 1 2 0. There you go. So this is a double ternary operator. This ternary operator is like if you won, be happy or be sad, and this one is if it's game over, and if it's game over, do this one. If not, do 0. It's not super nice to look at, but this way I don't mess around with too many if statements. It's not particularly good practice, I would say. Stick to single ternary operators. I could do draw sprite s smiley subimage index, and the x and y will be x and 0. Well, let's give it a small offset like 10. Now let's run it. Hide it in a macro. Yes. I'm gonna grab this, go over here, do macro smile index, or just smile. Here you go. And I'm gonna put this all in parentheses. Actually, we don't need to. Here you go. And here I can just do draw s smiley smile. Isn't that nice? Oh no, this is really bad. Okay, so it's not, oh, it's drawing here, yeah. Let's unvar these so we can actually make use of them. And I'll go back here and do x plus pixel width divided by 2. And I'm not gonna macro that because that's really, really dumb. I mean, okay, here we go. So we have a small, and now if I lose on purpose, it has a downwards frown. And if I now, restart, and oh, okay, that's unlucky. If I try to win, which is going to be difficult, because I'm not the best. I mean, even in this like super easy mode, oh, I lose. I say super easy mode because there's like 10 tiles for like 15 by 15 grid. That's a pretty easy configuration. Oh, well, I won just then, and I didn't see the smile, so I'm looking back. Let's do this again. I'm pretty sure I can do it again. Yeah, I was trying to catch it on stream, but I missed it. Yeah, so hopefully everyone watching now understands how the game is played. Oh, I'm out of, that's interesting. I'm out of flags. So somewhere I flagged something which didn't, oh, right here. This is actually, should not be flagged. This should be down. So this here has to be it. And, oh, I have a downwards frown. That's bad. I won, but I'm getting a downwards frown. And you know why? You know why? It's because, okay, so Joe is really asking for for macros. I'll add some in. First of all, here I should do game over equals flag tile, but I should then also say 1 equals game over. Tell you what, I could use macros, but I'm not for that part. Okay, you want me to macro things up. But first of all, this is ridiculous. I can just do room width over 2. I don't know why I did anything else than that. What can I macro? What would be sensible to macro? I mean, I'm using this a couple times, so I could use, okay, let's do this. Let's do macro grid loop. I can already sense Colvin's joy at the grid loop making its return. So here we have a grid loop, so we can actually start using the grid loop. I would not recommend the grid loop, but it is fun. So here you have it. Where else can I use the grid loop? Right here, I can probably abstract that away somehow. I can totally abstract that away. Is Game Maker nice enough to allow me to add a block here? It's totally nice enough to add me let block here. So what I'll do is okay, this is getting dumb. This is getting very dumb. But I can do macro add loop for adjacent loop, and it will basically set AX and AY. So I'm gonna copy this whole thing and deal with it. You should be able to add more flags after, but victory doesn't happen until you have a perfect. All flags on all mines only on. Yeah, okay. So I may add that as soon as I'm done writing stupid macros, because here I'm going to do, which is risky. Okay, so I'm gonna underscore those so you don't risk reusing them by accident, which would be bad, right? So generally speaking, I tend to avoid using, so I hope this will work. I have no idea if this will work. Oh, I already copied that one over, no need to have it twice. So then I need the AX and AY. var AX underscore X plus underscore A and AY. This is really dumb. It's the only place I'm using it. I don't know why I'm doing it. This is really, really dumb. But now, right, I should be able to go into my flag tile, no, into my reveal tile, and I should be able to replace this with add loop. Maybe. Oh, I spelled it wrong. Add loop. And remove this section. Let's hope this works. Let's hope this works. Oh. Not set before reading it. Reveal tile AX and AY. Oh, I have it var over here. Yeah, it's not gonna like that. Okay. Yeah, but grid loop works. So why doesn't it like that? It didn't mind. It didn't mind the grid loop, but it does mind my edge loop. Maybe this isn't the right way to do it. Does it accept the comma? I wonder. Probably not. Does it accept the no block? What I should probably do is test it without the macro, right? That seems sensible to me. To test it without the macro first. Alright, for some reason it's not liking this. But Joe Colvin's telling me I can stop with the macros. Yeah, but I kind of want to get this adjacent loop thing working. But I don't think I can, like, reasonably, you know. I mean, without, like, breaking parentheses and stuff. Unless I had, like, an end loop and a start loop or something. But yeah, okay. I'm putting this on hold. Unless, no. No, that would be dumb. Yeah, that would be dumb. So I'm just gonna go back to the normal, normal loops. Right, and I can go, oh no. Please don't be angry at me, Game Maker. I'll stop being dumb. Alright, I can't remember what we were doing. Edge loop. What? What did I just change? Oh, I think I did something horribly wrong. Why do I have adjacencies inside flag loop? Flag. Oh no, what did I do? What did I just do? This is supposed to be grid loop, isn't it? Oh. Okay. Well, this is why you should never do stupid things. You get lost in your stupidity. Is it happy again? I could control Z, yeah. Well, it's a bit late now. I think I fixed it. Yeah, okay. It seems fixed. Alright, so should I go all the way, make this a faithful recreation? I don't know. I think this is pretty close. Like, I'll do one more thing. It's not liking this grid loop, is it? Oh well. I'll go to my flag tile over here. I'll do if flag tile. I'll move game over equals true, 1 equals true, and I'll write over here show message you won. Hooray. Hooray? How do you spell hooray? Can't believe I'm googling this. It's 2 O's, 1 R. Okay. So now And I should probably copy this, go back to reveal tile. No, left pressed. And I'll do the same thing. I'll do if reveal tile, show message, and I'll just show boom. All right, let's go. Score, score, score. The score in Minesweeper? What is it, like time it takes you to finish minesweeping? Oh, boom, it says. So apparently those are my... Oh, I should reveal all the other mines when you lose. I should reveal the whole thing. And it should go like progressively? I'm not gonna bother. What time is it? It's like, I don't know, I've been streaming for like now 2 hours. So, you know, as always, the finishing touches take half the stream. I think this is okay for now. I hope you guys agree that I've suitably recreated, you know, a close enough rendition of Minesweeper. You know, there's like most of the features. I'll do one thing. I'll make this slightly more difficult thing by adding 20 mines. I'll play through one game and then call it the end of the stream. So I'll, what am I answer? Yeah, I know, there's a bunch of other features that I should probably add, but as usual, these features take a huge... I mean, if I were to add the menu to add all the different things, I would be here for like another week. The nature of, you know, games is like UI and everything takes so much longer than the rest. So, yeah, I think I'm gonna stop it here, unless there's like very strong objection, you know, I forgot a really big feature or something. In that case, you know, I'll just quickly add it in. But if not, I'm gonna say good night to you guys, or, you know, good morning if you're like, if it's morning for you, you know. As usual, I tend to play the game at the end of my stream, and I don't know what to say because it's not easy playing games and speaking at the same time. Oh, I'm out of flags. 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, I certainly did something wrong. Oh, well, here's, you know, a strong objection. Mine number. Here you go. Let's go again. The Juju telling me good night. Well, yeah. So, well, you know, I'll be here for just a couple more minutes. You know, just quickly finishing it. Colvin, maybe take that train. Thank you so much. That is, wow. I mean, yeah, I mean, now I don't see why not. Aside from like time constraints, I will okay, so this is definitely a broken game. But yeah, so for those of you who just joined more recently, I was talking about going to the Game Maker meetup. I don't know if I can make it, but if I can, I will totally do it. Especially if I get the time now, I will do it, thanks to Colvin. Thank you very much. Yeah, so it's happening on 13th, if I remember correctly, so next week on a Friday. So yeah, if I don't have outstanding stuff going on, I think I'll go. If it's still time to sign up, it should be. It's in a week. Yeah, so this is the end of the stream. Thanks guys for joining in. It's really quite nice to have you here whilst I'm making a game. It's really quite fun. I hope you had fun as well. Hopefully I'll be streaming next week as well at the same time, or not if I'm in London. You know, there's the Game Maker meetup, which I really hope that I can make. I mean, according my current timetable is free, so yeah. And next week's video, if I get the time, I will maybe make something talking about why I always name my instances in my rooms and I don't use object variable things. And if not, I may do a video on, well, I don't actually have that many ideas. So if you have ideas, let me know either in the chat, on wherever, you know, the comments, private message, Twitter. You can find, should I plug my Twitter and everything in these streams? I don't know. Anyhow, I'll see you guys next time, so I'm gonna stop the stream now.